Hello guys, JONBO here. Welcome to World of Warcraft, Warlords of Draenor, where I'll be showing you the Gladiator stance for warriors today. Gladiator is the damage dealing side of Prot. So as you can see, I have a sword and shield. So we're going to do this in the quickest way possible, or the best that I can do anyway. We're going to start off straight away with talent tree. So with the talent tree, we are going to go with Juggernaut, which gives us a 12-second charge, and Rage Regeneration, which is by far the best out of all three healing abilities in my opinion. For PvE, Impending Victory as a gap filler, although in this case you're not really going to get much gap fillers. There is a lot you can do as a Gladiator. Level 45, we're going to look at Heavy Repercussions. The reason why: Shield Slam deals 30% additional damage when while you shield block or shield charge is active. Shield block or shield charge will make more sense when we get to Gladiator's Resolve. The next one on the talent tree is a choice of Stormbolt, Shockwave or Dragon Roar. Stormbolt's good for single target on the boss because obviously they're immune, so they take X amount more damage. I like Shockwave because it's just a nice AoE in front of me. Dragon Roar, I haven't really tested and it doesn't seem that great, to be honest with you. So next on the line is the level 75s, which is Mass Spell Reflection, Safeguard or Vigilance. Mass Spell Reflection is good, although I've chosen not to use it. I'm going with Safeguard. The reason why is I picked up a book. I'm not sure exactly what the book did, but when I read it, apparently it increases the damage reflected by Spell Reflect by 50% or something along those lines, and it's a bit of a curveball. So I'm using a Safeguard, and that just means you can charge. It doesn't break roots, and that's one of the issues. Right, next on the list is level 90, which is Avatar, Bloodbath or Bladestorm. Now, sadly I think Avatar is on too long a cooldown to be of good. It is good for your very short burst. Bloodbath I like for single targets. To me it feels pretty good. As you can see here, for the next 12 seconds your melee damage abilities and their multi-strikes deal 30% additional damage as a bleed over 6 seconds, while bleeding targets move 50% slower. To me that feels very good, especially with multi-strike, which at first I wasn't so sure about, but now I'm starting to like multi-strike. I'll go through those in a moment. Bladestorm is the third choice. Bladestorm is very good for AoE damage. It's also good for getting out of what's it called, for breaking roots and things like that. It's a good all-rounder, but it's a toss-up between these two, which one you feel most comfortable with. If you can't break roots, then Bladestorm's good. If you can, and being rooted isn't a problem, Bloodbath's good. Okay, next one is the level 10, which your choices of Anger Management, Ravager or Gladiator Resolve. If you don't go for Gladiator's Resolve, you're not a Gladiator. It's as simple as that. So I love the word "so", don't I? Let's have a look at Gladiator's Resolve. Increase the damage reduction provided by defensive stance by 5%. So when you're in defensive stance, it goes up to 25% or whatever it is, or 30%. No, that can't be right. It's additional damage reduction if you're in defensive stance. Bear in mind you can't switch when you're in combat between these two stances. You're locked. You also don't generate any threat, which means you're not ripping aggro off the tank. Let's see the Gladiator stance as it says here. A Dauntless Combat stance. Increase physical damage dealt by 20% and replaces your shield block with shield charge. So this is the one which was matching up with the level 45 here, Heavy Repercussions. So what it means is as you can see here, if I click on defensive and we look at shield block here, as you can see there, it costs 60 rage. You get 2 charges of it, and yeah, so basically it's a damage reduction. When you switch to Gladiator stance, and we look at it again, it now costs 20 rage. It's got a 15-second recharge, but it's a 10-yard change. It's a very good gap closer. Now you raise your shield and charge a short distance to your target, increasing the damage of Shield Slam, Revenge and Heroic Strike by 25% for 7 seconds. So that's a 25% damage increase, plus with this your shield slam hits for an additional 30% damage, and, because we're not finished there, the set bonus for PvP, for the 2 set, which is mental, your charge, you increase the critical strike chance of shield slam by 50%. In conjunction, all that makes for a very nice crit. Yeah, really, really nice. So that is the talent tree so far, and that's why we're going for heavy repercussions. Next is the glyphs. So the glyphs, there's a little bit of, you know, you can change things around to suit. I've gone for glyph of shield slam. The reason why is it dispels. This is an absolute must. There is no discretion. If you're in PvP, this is the thing you need. If you're in PvE, you don't need it. It's good for certain fights, but it's not a necessity. Right, the second one, I've gone for Bull Rush to give me the additional rage at the beginning of the charge, which means that I can charge, I can do my quick, what's it called, charge? Shield charge, and I can get my shield slam off with this one. And I'm using rage speed because at the moment you can't enchant your boots to give you any additional speed, so you're running at 100% speed unless you get the cloak one, which costs a fortune, and I'm currently working up to getting that. With your minor glyphs, you can change them. Other ones you could use are, let's have a look to see if there's anything good. There is one, where is it? I haven't got it yet. Cleave. This is a good one. This can be used. Obviously, it just turns your heroic strike, which you'll be using, into a cleave, basically. Doesn't cost any additional, it just hits 2 people, which is quite good. There isn't much else you can use that I would think is that effective. Let's see. Spell reflection maybe. Shield wall, no, I wouldn't say that is any better. Shield slam is the one you've got. Rude interruption, that could be helpful for additional damage. So we've got that out of the way. Let's have a look quickly at the character stats. So, oh for the love, I cannot stop saying so. We're gonna have to just deal with it. Gotta love it. As a gladiator, you sit on a 30% block chance, a 17.5% parry. This is with, as you can see here, 620 and a couple of 626 items, but it's all relevant. When the gear goes up, I'll be playing it around, just trying to work out the best stats and how to get the better of those stats. So we're going to look at, I don't know, shoot me please, I'm joking. Basic stats, we're going to look at the enhancements. So crit, yes, mine's quite low. The reason why is I've kind of gone towards mastery. I want to test stuff out. Crit is at 12.5%, well 12.74, it's 12.5 enough. It could go more. Now with this low gear, obviously that's not going to be possible. As you get more gear, it's going to go up a lot more. Haste, I don't see as an important stat for a gladiator warrior. Mastery is very good. So mastery increases the chance to block by 6% and the chance to critically block by 18%, which means that anybody sitting there doing their big crits on you, rogues, sorry, they don't do that anymore, but if they did, you've got an 18% chance to dodge the crits. It also increases your attack power by 12%, so it's not that bad. I mean, the more crit you get, the higher it would go. It's as simple as. Right, well, spirit is pointless. Bonus armor is actually good. So my total armor for physical reduction is 41% and increase attack power by 0. If I had an armor bonus armor trinket or item, it would increase my attack power. Now I haven't worked out the stats on it, so what it would convert to, because I haven't really had the luck of getting anything, but it's a good one. Now, multi-strike and versatility. At first I wasn't too sure about which one was best. Now I'm playing it more and more. I've come to realise multi-strike is really, really good. So, multi-strike grants you 2 6.68 chances to deliver extra attacks or heals for 30% of your normal value. Which means that if you can increase your multi-strike, you're increasing your flat DPS, because your base DPS, your auto attacks, for example, if your auto attacks did 25% of your damage, you would then add an additional 30% of 25%. Oh god. Say your auto attacks were doing 10k damage. We'll do it easy way. If it's doing 10k damage, your multi-strike would be doing an additional 30% of that 10k, which is 3.3 yeah, you know what, 3.333. Anyway, so it'll be doing an extra, so you'll be doing 13% baseline damage. So multi-strike is very good. It also has the bonus of, if we have a quick look here, blood craze. Your multi-strikes from auto attacks can trigger a blood craze. Blood craze generates 3% of your health over 3 seconds. When this effect is refreshed, the remaining portion is added to the new effect. It stacks. You're healing yourself for 3% basically over 3 seconds. You can keep this going constantly. Versatility. This is the one which trinkets have on. So as you can see here, mine procs for 381. It does more in Ashran and dungeon BGs and stuff, but for now it does that. Versatility increases your damage done, your healing done, and damage reduction. So it's a good all-rounder. It's basically PvP power and PvP resilience combined. They've just renamed it. It's very, very good. Leech and avoidance. I haven't seen anything for me with avoidance or anything on it yet. When I do, obviously I will go into that. So that is it at the moment. There is no reforging, there's no gem slots on the gear, there's no real enchants that you can get. You can get neck enchant, you can get cloak and rings, and I'm missing a ring enchant on there typically. Yeah, so these are the basics. There's no real place to get enchants to, which is a pain. Anyway, so rotation is very, very simple. Unfortunately, I'm not going to generate rage from this charge because for some reason when you're in your garrison, I couldn't even remember its name, and if you're in your garrison, you don't generate the rage like you normally would when you charge. So I'm going to charge and have to wait a second. But the rotation is very, very simple. You start off with a charge, get your hamstring down. I've got that on the same button, it's all macroed into each other. And at this point you'd be wanting to use, I'm waiting for it to go up a bit basically. You'd be using shield charge, which is that one, and then slam, shield slam. Devastate, revenge even, you keep on up, and slam you keep up. You keep these, you basically keep shield slam up, and you keep revenge up at all times. And when you've not got those two up, you want to be using devastate. And when you rage stats like this, if you're doing damage, you want to be using heroic strike just to spend it. It's as simple as that. So you've got shield slam and revenge. They're the two which you keep up at all times. Make sure you're using shield charge to give yourself additional rage damage. When you get the little proc across the top here, that's a free heroic strike, costs no rage, but you want to be using rage a lot. Now if you're doing PvP and you rage cap like this, what you then do is use shield barrier and you put yourself a 20k bubble on, and you can do that. So the thing is if you're just using shield slam, revenge and devastate, you can put all of your rage that you additionally gain into bubbles basically, and you can just stack them. There it is there. So 14k bubble at the moment. 14k is not that bad, especially as it's most people's hit. For burst, you know what, let's just get a bit more rage, shall we? Anytime. Right, that'll do. Otherwise I'm going to fall asleep. For burst, there's not a lot of burst. If you're going for the Bladestorm spec, the only thing that you have for additional burst is your trinkets. I don't like Bladestorm because it's great for breaking roots. It does do a good amount of damage, but I love the fact that it bloodbath, you can stack it with a trinket, and then it increases all of it. You actually have a burst window every minute, which I think is quite good. So unfortunately everything's ticked off typically. Let's give ourselves battle shout. Battle shout is off the cooldown, so you can spam it till your heart's content. Unfortunately it generates no range. Right, so the burst is charge in, hamstring. Oh, this is the thing, as I said before about the garrison, you generate no rage when you're attacking, so let's just try and generate a little bit of rage, shall we? And just do this devastate 1,000 times. Why did it stop at exactly 5%? Ah, never mind. 6%, right, 50%. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to charge, hamstring. I'm going to put my one shot with shockwaves as well. My one shot is trinket, bloodbath, basically, that's it. And then you're just going to use these two abilities. Keep those two up. Shield slam and revenge up. And when you've got nothing else, then you're using revenge, devastate, and heroic strike in between. And that's it. That is your burst window. And you do that every minute. It may not seem that good, but compared to arms, which you don't have any abilities for these days, you rend, colossal smash, mortal strike, wait for 10 minutes. Yeah, it seems a lot better. It also seems better than Fury because you have something to do. You're not just reliant on Bloodthirst. And yeah, when it comes to healing as well, before I forget, you have, let's see what you have. You don't have Rallying Cry, you have something called Last Stand. Last Stand increases only your health. Now, I have a macro somewhere for last, what is it? Yeah, it's probably called Heal. I can't even see it. See if I can spot it here somewhere. Is that it? Shout and cry last time. Shield. Tronic shield? I don't even know what that is. Oh, hang on. That was a potion I had somewhere. Yeah, that was a potion I had somewhere. Right, so this one, as you can see in here, and the reason why I've got it like this so big is because what I want it to do is show me enrage and regeneration. It does commanding shout in case I've got battle shout up, so it'll put commanding shout up, increase my health to 217. It does rallying cry, which I'm not going to click. It does last stand, so if I'm in arms or fury or gladiator or anything, it will change dependent. It does shield tronic shield, whatever the hell that is. I think that's a potion which reduces damage taken. It uses primal. Basically, it uses my trinket, which is this one here. Yep, it's that one there. Because obviously, as I said before, versatility. Versatility increases healing received, and it increases, reduces damage taken. So it works well with that. Combatant's badge victory. That's another trinket, which I don't know where it is. I have trinkets vanishing on me. It was really weird. It was a stamina trinket basically. It would proc that as well, and so it put me from 217 to say over 350, 400k health, and obviously enraged regeneration on top of that. The reason why is because you can stack the trinket with rallying cry, and when you enrage regeneration, when it drops off, it's not healing a percentage of your health, it heals the whole of your health. So if you've got 100k health and you pop it, it will heal up to however much it's supposed to heal, which I couldn't tell you off the top of my head right now. So 30% of your health. But with rallying cry, commanding shout, and the trinket propped, you've then your 30%. If your health was 100%, 100k before, it's now 300k, and it pretty much will top you off to full health once everything else has dropped off. It's kind of a super heal. That's my little trick that I was using when I was doing BGs and stuff like that. Now, because obviously I've got a couple of guys with me who heal and stuff like that and can cast off heals, that's not such an issue. The rage regeneration is on a minute cooldown, rallying cry and everything isn't so much, but it's still good to have it key bound in. So that's your healing. You have shield wall as well. I think that's it. I have to say, I think that is absolutely it. Covered talent tree, glyphs, the rotation as much as there is one, a few little tricks, what I see as the best damage dealing. Yeah, that's it. If I've missed anything, if there's anything you're unsure of, anything you want to know about, if you want to know which one's best, all that, feel free to leave a comment down below. Much appreciating you watching this, and if you do like it, feel free to subscribe, because there will be more coming. We'll be doing a lot of PvP, and I'm starting to get back into the PvE, because believe it or not, it's actually good this term. I've done a few of the instances, I will be uploading those, and I was tanking, God help, I'm not the best tank in the world, but needs must, you know. We had a lot of fun doing them. Also, I will be doing some uploading PvP videos. I've got one which I've just uploaded, which is Warsong Gulch, or I can't remember where it was now. It was one of the battlegrounds, and it was an 18-0, and I was top on damage, and it was pretty good. If you like that sort of stuff, or you want to see more of it, if you want to help me out and just hit the sub button, that'd be much appreciated. But anyway, till next time guys, take it easy, and I will see you in the future.